Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Caterina, or Cat, and this is Infinite Wellness Within. In today's Pick a Card reading, our topic is you're going to see a breakthrough soon. Once you choose your card, you can find the timestamps in the description box below, which will take you to your reading. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is also linked below. Please remember, that is the only way to book any of my services with me. If anyone reaches out to you, just know that is not me. All right, you're going to see a breakthrough soon. I feel we have group number 1, group number 2, and this one sticking out will be group number 3. All right, group number 1, you have serendipity in number 18. You also have the tiger's eye. Group number 2, you have the tribe, number 8, and you also have the bloodstone. Group number 3, you have number 12, a change in the wind, and you have the clear quartz. All right, please take your time choosing your card or cards. It's perfectly fine to choose more than one if you're drawn to more than one, and I'll see you in your readings. Hello, group number 1. You have the tiger's eye, and you also have card number 18 with serendipity. All right, so I feel like you have been in the dark about something, kind of like in limbo almost is the way I'm feeling here. And that is about to change for you. So with your breakthrough, I feel something, when it happens, things really happen quite swiftly for you. So it might be a little bit unexpected. It could be quite a surprise, especially with serendipity here. Spirit wants you to know that you are very, very protected while you're waiting for this shift. Some of you, I feel, are waiting for communication from someone or something. Some of you are waiting for an answer regarding something, but there's definitely a feeling of being in the dark about something and not knowing which direction you're going to be going, because the direction you go is dependent on this information that you don't have yet. But once you get that, things start flowing for you. So you're very protected while you're waiting and when things start flowing for you. So that's really important. I also feel like there's a bit of chance here. There's definitely luck. So serendipity, right? Chance, luck, being in the right place at the right time, perfect timing. And Spirit says, go with the flow, because things are going to get easier for you. Things are definitely going to feel much lighter for you. I'm feeling like there's a sigh of relief that you're going to have coming up here. So definitely with these new opportunities or new situations that are coming into your life, I really feel like you're going to land in the perfect place at the perfect time, and everything really starts to come together for you regarding this breakthrough. So let's look at your other cards. All right, what else do you have? Thank you for group number 1. All right, so you have number 30 and presence. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, Spirit is saying to be present in the moment right now. Try not to worry too much about how things are going to come together. Just know that they absolutely are going to come together for you. And what I'm seeing, so you have number 30. So that's definitely indicating that there is a new chapter, a new phase that's coming into your life. And then here you have number 18. So obviously there's a bit of distance between 18 and 30, but if we look at 18 and then a new phase starting at 20, I feel like it's not that far away from you. Maybe for some of you, it's just a couple months away before you're going to start to see some pretty significant change that's coming in for you. And so really, I feel this card really ties into the first card when Spirit kept telling me to make sure that you understand that you are safe, you're protected, where you are right now, but also where you're going to be going when this shift happens for you. So I feel this is just Spirit's way of saying, you know, take a deep breath, know that everything's going to be okay, things are going to work out for you, and you really don't have anything to worry about. And then you have number 10 and connection. Okay, so once again, you have a new beginning with number 10 here, right? So we're seeing that all over in your cards. It's not that far away. And I mean, look at all the stars you have here. You have the rainbow. So when I looked at the rainbow, I heard miracle. You have butterfly wings here on these people. So you're on the brink of a pretty significant transformation. And what's connected to that transformation is luck with your serendipity card here. So very interesting. I feel that you're going to be making connections possibly with other people, making connections with thoughts or with some sort of communication that some of you are waiting for. That it's like connecting one thing to another. So this, if some of you are waiting for a form of communication, what's happening with connection is you're sitting here waiting for something to happen, right? And then once you receive that communication or you receive that missing piece, that's the connection that you need so that you can then move forward. And this path ahead of you, I mean, we're talking about luck here. And then look at this card. You have stars all over the card. You have the rainbow. So I really, really feel Spirit is saying, look, everything's going to work out for you. You don't need to worry about, you know, are things going to work out? Do I have enough time? You know, all these what ifs in your mind. Spirit says, no, everything's going to be okay. All right. So you have altar, gratitude, releasing burdens. Absolutely. That's exactly what you're going to be doing. You're going to be releasing your burdens. And with altar, I feel there's something that you're praying for, something that you're hoping for, something that you have your mind set on. And Spirit is absolutely showing us here that what you're trying to manifest, what you are visualizing, it is going to happen for you. For some of you, it's going to be slightly different than what you expected, but that's not bad. That's actually good because it's going to be in your best interest, in your best favor. So if something is slightly different and it shows up at your doorstep, Spirit is saying, don't just, don't keep your door closed. You definitely want to open your door because this is, we're talking about serendipity here. We're talking about unexpected things happening, but there's luck connected to that. So some of you, what you receive will be exactly what you want. And then others of you, there's going to be a bit of a surprise, a bit of a twist, something like that. But it's kind of the universe connecting the dots for you. Okay, with connection here, in a way that you wouldn't have done yourself, but the universe knows that this is what you need for your highest success. Summer. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we have expansion and growth. So definitely this could be something that happens in summer for you. And this is a timeless reading. So whenever you're watching this, something could happen in summer. It doesn't have to be summer though. This could just be going from, this changing of the seasons. Definitely that could be what this is. But with summer, right, we see a lot of, or we, tend to think about a lot of activity, things growing, things in bloom, things thawing out from the winter and the spring, right? So I definitely feel like there's going to be a lot of activity going on for you. And, I know earlier I said, at least I think I said something about 2 months. And with summer here and the seasons being 3 months, I'm definitely feeling for a lot of you This is, you're going to see something changing for you within 2 to 3 months. And whatever it is, it's going to be a breath of fresh air. And the thing is also is that you're no longer stuck the way you were stuck before, kind of like we can think of things being stuck in winter. So definitely, I really feel like something is shifting for you in the next couple of months, and that's going to be your breakthrough. All right, what is the most important thing you can tell us from this deck, please? I think it's this one right here. So you have waning gibbous moon, harvest, reception, and gratitude. Wow, isn't that interesting? You have gratitude twice. Ooh. So you have harvest, right? Remember I was talking about activity, something picking up. You're no longer kind of sitting there waiting for things to happen. Reception, you are receiving. Absolutely, you're receiving something. You're going to be very, very grateful. So grateful. Oh my gosh, you have grateful twice. So for some of you, you may have been put in a situation that wasn't necessarily of your choice. And you were put in this situation, it could be any number of reasons why you got into this situation, because this is a general reading. But let's just use a very, very simple one that I tend to use, fairly often just because it's so easy. Let's say if you lost your job and it had nothing to do with anything that you did wrong. Maybe the company closed, you lost your job, and you're like, oh no, I loved that job. Why did that happen? Now I have to look for another job. I'm never going to find a job that was just like that one. Well, for some of you, this happened to get you in alignment with your actual perfect job, with something where you have more growth potential, things like that. So yeah, for some of you, with the 2 gratitudes that you have here, you could actually end up being grateful that something fell apart, and then being grateful the way that things came together because that first thing fell apart. So that's not going to be for all of you, just some of you with gratitude that came up. But definitely I feel there's going to be a massive sense of gratitude. What else can you tell us for group number 1, please? Thank you. What else do you want to say, please? Okay. The 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, so things are going to balance out for you. I feel there's already something kind of in the works for you, kind of like behind the scenes, something that you can't quite see yet. For some of you, do you see the scales of justice right here? So for some of you, this could have something to do with a legal matter of any shape or form. And I feel that it's going to turn out in your favor. Absolutely. I feel that you're going to receive what is due to you. And it also feels like you may have been passed up for something, like you've been waiting and waiting and waiting. And it's almost like you think like, oh, great, this is my opportunity. And there's a sense of excitement. And then you're like, wait a minute, where are you going? And the opportunity kind of passes you by. It feels like that, where something was almost in your grasp, and then it just poof, goes away. Well, that's not going to happen with this situation here. You're no longer waiting for what you want and what you deserve. The 3 of Cups. See, you have a big celebration coming up. Absolutely. And do you see how in this card, doesn't it look like springtime? It looks like summertime, especially with all the yellow here. I feel like you could possibly be figuring your way out of a tricky situation, trying to see all these hoops here. Oh, some of you may have been jumping through hoops to get something done. And also there's connection. So the 3 of Cups is definitely about connection, but look at how you have connection right here. So remember all that I said about connection and how that's tied into your situation. We're getting confirmation for that right here. So things are coming together. And whereas before it felt kind of chaotic and it felt like because how I'm seeing these hoops is that they're all kind of stuck together and you're like, oh my gosh, how do I get these undone so that I can, have a flow so that every individual here can have their own hoop. So whatever this is here, you get it unstuck and then things start to flow for you and they flow in your favor. The 2 of Swords, yeah, see, you're stuck here. You're trying to figure things out. And I feel like I'm getting a sense of feeling like you're underwater, or like your head is just above water, but you're slowly sinking. That is exactly what's going to change for you. You have some sort of lucky break. And remember earlier I talked about some of you will be receiving some form of communication. And then over here with the legal stuff, I've felt like something might be going on kind of behind the scenes that you're not privy to yet. I'm getting that same energy with these birds right here. I feel like there are people behind the scenes discussing something. So the way that you can think about this, the way I'm seeing it in my mind, is like, let's say if you have a court case, then there's people behind the scenes who are discussing your case, but they haven't talked to you about it yet. Or if you've sent your resume out, you're looking for a new job, there are people within a company who are looking at your resume, discussing your work experience and your skills and things like that, but they haven't called you in for an interview yet. You know, something like that seems to be going on. And it feels like this is also what I was saying earlier, where you feel stuck. You feel like you want to move in one direction or the other, but you can't yet because something is missing. But this is exactly what you are releasing. I mean, it's right below releasing burdens right here. So very interesting. All right. See, you have the Chariot. So if you didn't believe me before, here is your confirmation that you will be moving forward soon. Now, this Chariot is actually a snail. So what that is showing me is exactly what I've been saying. This is confirmation that you have felt kind of stuck. You felt like you're in the dark, and you have been ready to move forward in one direction or another, but it hasn't happened yet. So yeah, this definitely feels like it's a slow moving process, and that's why Spirit wants you to do your best to stay patient and stay present here and not get too wrapped up in how things are going to come together. Because I do feel that there is light coming in. So like shedding light on the issue, shedding light on how to move forward. And I feel that you've done everything that you can up until this point, and now it's like, okay, I just need to wait. So it's kind of like the same thing with if you did a really good job with your resume and you've worked really, really hard in the past. You're just waiting for somebody to notice you. So you're receiving some sort of like communication or correspondence or something fairly soon. And when I say communication, correspondence, it doesn't have to be literally from someone. It could be from the universe giving you an answer. It could be, a psychic download. It could be something like that as well. So we have the Page of Swords. Okay, so this really just expands on what I was just talking about with the communication. See all the books here? So there's some sort of knowledge that you will be receiving that is what you had hoped for. But again, some of you, it might look like slightly different, but this is what is going to take you to where you want to go. And the Page of Swords really kind of takes me back to the justice, or the scales of justice right here, where it feels like something is being prepared on your behalf or something like that. So this can literally point to something legal. It could point to, a new job opportunity where a future employer is preparing behind the scenes to bring you in for an interview. This could be any type of opportunity behind the scenes. There's preparation for you to step into something. So definitely there's something very, very, something that has the potential to be quite life-changing for you is going on here, but it's very, very positive. So the Five of Swords, I feel like you waiting and waiting and waiting is really starting to take a toll on you. I feel some of you want to give up on this particular situation, and that's probably exactly why Spirit is saying, hey, try to stay present, try to stay connected to what it is that you want to see happen here. because things are shifting. I feel that you're leaving something behind that was very draining, something that felt like a brick wall, like you're trying to move forward, but you can't go anywhere. That is being removed from your life. And there's some kind of, it's kind of like a new vision. Something's like blossoming here, but it's not in your full vision yet. It's still kind of behind the scenes. The Three of Wands. So I have to laugh a little bit because this is what I've been telling you throughout this whole reading. What you want to see, it's on its way to you. It's absolutely on its way to you. I mean, look at all of these birds flying around here. Remember I was talking about some of you, you're waiting for some form of communication. And I feel some of you are just getting so impatient and you literally want to just kind of run away from the situation because it's so frustrating waiting. But you will be receiving that, and it's going to be good news. This is a very, very positive card where you're receiving what it is that you want. And also Spirit says, remember, Spirit says to be open to things looking slightly different than what you expected. All right. The Magician card. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. So, okay. This particular Magician card makes me think a little bit of the Chariot card right here. And I say that because here with the Chariot, remember it's going very, very slow because it's a snail. Here, let me pick this up again. You have the hand here. So it's like someone lifting you up, someone giving you a hand, and the Magician hat here. And it's really, it feels like you're being transported into exactly where you want to be, exactly where you've asked to be. You're rising above your problems. If you look here, like you're way up in the air, and it's just so much easier for you. There's a celebration coming up for you. And I feel that everything happens. Did I say go with the flow earlier? Because I'm hearing that again. It's kind of like you just kind of glide right into this new beginning, into this new phase in your life. It just feels like everything is in alignment. Everything just kind of lines up perfectly for you. So here you have the Five of Wands. Okay, so I just heard that for some of you, something could be happening at the last minute. Something, maybe you're thinking about giving up on something, and then bam, at the last second, right before you give up, something happens. I feel whatever this is, whatever situation you have going on, it's something very, very close to your heart. I feel there's a lot of emotions attached to this, and that's probably exactly why Spirit is saying try to stay present here. And again, I'm seeing things happening behind the scenes, things that you're not aware of yet. But there is something going on where, first of all, you're very, very protected. I know I said that earlier, but that's coming up again. And there is something else with this card. Can you show me what it is, Spirit? Okay, I'm getting some kind of communication. I'm also getting something about a huge transformation coming in. I feel like there's something else here. So let's move on and see if it comes through when we get the other cards. Things do become easier for you, though, with the Five of Wands. Maybe that was the message. Okay, so here you have the Empress card. So do you see how the Empress is pregnant here? So there's absolutely a new beginning coming in for you, and you're going to be very, very comfortable. You're landing, I'm telling you, you're landing in the perfect place at the perfect time. And I feel like that's part of the reason why it hasn't happened yet, because whatever it is, it wasn't ready for you yet. And you're going to be very comfortable where you're going. This is a massive new beginning for you. I am getting a sense of synchronicity with the Empress here and the Five of Wands, because there's something about the Five of Wands. I was getting a sense of timing for some of you in the sense that you can't rush this process. So when you're playing chess like this person is here on the Five of Wands, right? You typically can't rush that process because you have to make these very strategic moves. So there's something about timing here. And then with the Empress, there's something about synchronicities. And obviously I talked about that with the serendipity card. So I feel like it's all going to make sense to you. Once you get to the other side of this problem, once you get to the finish line, you're going to be able to look back and say, okay, now I see how these certain things that were outside of my control, I understand now how that was all working to my benefit. Even though, that's very frustrating to hear when you're going through, times of distress, when you're waiting for things, but that is what I'm seeing here. It just feels like something very, very important is happening in your life right now. It's kind of like a very critical crossroad right now that you're standing at, just waiting for something to happen. And you do go in the right direction. Absolutely, you go in the right direction. All right, so you have the Page of Wands. Yeah, so you're looking, I feel at this point, you're looking at other options. Remember I said some of you feel like you want to give up. I know I said it here with the Five of Wands, and I might have said it somewhere else, but you have the Page of Wands here, you have the Page of Swords here. So I feel that you may be looking for other options. You may be trying to figure out, where do I go from here? And something that I'm feeling here with the Page of Wands is that a new direction or a new opportunity is going to be brought into your life. And some of you, like I said, it's going to look a little bit different than what you expected. But with closer examination, you're going to come to the realization that that's exactly what you needed. So it might not be like, okay, so your original situation may be the same, but somehow in there, the way that timing acts on it, a piece of it ends up being slightly different. So let's say that you're looking for a new job, because that's very easy, right? It's easy it's an easy example. Not that it's easy to look for a new job, but okay. So you're looking for a new job and your main goal is to get a new job, right? And maybe you have your sights set on one particular company. You're like, oh no, I have to work there. I'm going to get that job. And then with the timing issue, you just missed a deadline or something happened. But because that happened, now you're applying for a different job at a different company, or maybe even the same company. And then you end up getting that second opportunity. And at first you're like, well, this will do. But then once you really get into that new opportunity, you realize that that's exactly what you needed. That's exactly where you're supposed to be. So something like that is what I'm feeling here with these last few cards. All right, and then you have the Hangman. This makes so much sense because you're really just kind of hanging out, waiting for things to happen. But look at what's happening here, right? You're starting to shine light on the situation, which is exactly what I said earlier. This is exactly what's coming to an end. You're waiting for clarity. You're waiting for information. You're just literally kind of hanging out in limbo, wondering, okay, when can I move forward? What can I do here? And there's really nothing you can do at this point except wait for things to happen. But it does happen. And when things are slowly revealed to you, you're going to feel like things are lining up for you perfectly. And I'm telling you, I'm just getting such a sense of gratitude. Like the more and more this zipper comes down here, the more and more you're going to know that you landed in the right place. So that is what I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, group number 2. You have the Bloodstone, and your card is number 8, and the Tribe. So there's a very interesting energy that I feel with this. First of all, you have all of these leaves falling here. So I definitely feel like there's a change in the air that is going to be your breakthrough. Now, the thing is I feel some of you did not necessarily invite this change. For some of you, your environment may have changed. You know, something may have happened to you instead of you actively making changes. But that's going to work out to your favor, okay? And then others of you packed your bags and said, hey, I'm going to move on from this situation because it's not working out for me. And where you end up is amazing. So I definitely feel like there's a change in the air. I mean, that is undeniable. Where you're going, it's a very, very welcome energy. It's a place where you want to stay for a while. I see you definitely finding your place within this new environment. So this new environment, it could be that you are moving somewhere new. And it's interesting because right here it actually says hotel. So some of you may have like taken a trip somewhere and realized, oh my gosh, I want to move here. I love this place. And then you're going to move there, and that's going to be just a really amazing new beginning for you. And then others of you, you know, maybe you're looking for a new job or you're changing careers. Whatever this change is that is happening in your life or that you are going to be making in your life, I feel that it's going to be amazing for you. There's so many good, very, very positive signs that I'm getting from this card. So Spirit says enjoy the journey there. Just enjoy it because there's so many more good things to come for you. All right, what else can you tell us? Let's see that one, and I feel this one. So you have number 33 and regret. Okay, so some of you may have regret that something came to an end. Some of you may have been feeling a sense of regret that you missed an opportunity or something like that. Now, it's number 33. So there's something going on with this energy here where it almost feels like something might be serendipitous for you on this journey that you're on, where you're going. And I feel like your regret that you have now or that you previously had fades away very quickly once you step into this new environment. Some of you may feel like you wasted time in a certain environment or with a certain person or group of people or something like that. And what Spirit is saying is that actually you didn't waste any time. I feel Spirit is showing me that there was a very valuable lesson or something that you needed to complete in a prior environment. So it wasn't a waste of time. You didn't miss any opportunities. What is meant for you is still out there waiting for you. And it does feel like there's a little bit of a mystery going on here with group number 2. It feels, you know, there's something about you venturing over here into this card that feels a little bit unexpected for some of you, but it actually works out in your favor. So let's see what else we have for you so we can make sense of this. All right, so you have number 1 and adventure. Okay, first of all, look at your rainbow here. That's amazing because this is hope. This is an opportunity. This is you finding, I feel some of you are finding something that you didn't know was missing. You didn't know that you needed this particular thing in your life. I feel some of you may be taking a leap of faith with something. You know, it's interesting you have regret here and then you have adventure here. It's also number 1. So you're definitely moving into a new environment, starting something new, getting a new perspective on things. And I just get this feeling, if you look at these 2 cards next to each other, this person seems to be contemplating something. And you see how you have the water right here? Well, this person seems to be doing the exact same thing. And then you have the water here. So it definitely feels like you're leaving something behind and you're moving forward with something. The more that you move forward into this new environment, you are so welcomed into this new environment. It feels right. It feels like you're home, so to speak. well, when some people don't like their home, right? Where like you grew up or anything like that, but it's a feeling of what home should feel like. It feels comfortable, it feels safe, it feels warm, you know, those things. And this regret really, really fades. So there is something like on the tip of my tongue with your situation, and it's not coming through yet. So we're going to move on and we'll see what that is as we continue. What else can you tell us for group number 2, please? Mushroom, recycling, breaking down problems. Very interesting, because mushrooms, well, not all of them, but a lot of mushrooms are so healing and so healthy. And that was really the first thing that I thought of. You also have a lot of butterflies here, so you're definitely transforming a situation. And you know, with recycling, that takes me back to what I said about having some sort of regret here. And Spirit is saying, no, no, no. You don't need to have regret about this situation. Everything here played out exactly as it was destined to play out. And you may not be happy with how things played out here, but I feel like you, in the future, at the very least, you will have an understanding of why things happen that way. And I feel a lot of you will actually get a sense of closure. You're gonna really get a different perspective on whatever the situation is over here. So with recycling, something that happened here is actually helping you on this new adventure in one form or another. We may see what that is, we may not, because it's a general reading. So if it's just way too many scenarios, then we might not see it. But the other important thing here with mushroom is you're breaking down problems. So whatever problem you have here with regret, you're not going to see that when you go onto this next card here, when you go into this new beginning, this adventure, because you've already worked through it here. It's done. So you don't have to repeat anything that was here. So I really feel like things become easier for you. Your environment is also nourished. With the breaking down of the mushroom here, I feel like when the mushroom breaks down, it's just really nourishing that soil, which is exactly what you have over here, which I think I said, it feels like you're planting new roots here. So yeah, there's something very interesting going down here. Oh, and also before I get to this card, breaking down problems. I'm seeing that in order for you to get to where you truly belong, a situation here had to break down, because this situation would have held you back from where you're supposed to be. So just keep that in mind. Okay. So you have the Sun card. See, you have healing energy, happiness, comfort, and joy. And once again, you have the butterfly here. So it's interesting also you have the moon here and you have the sun here. Isn't that interesting how there seems to be, so yes, you have regret here. And I feel some of you feel regret because the situation didn't turn out like you hoped or like you had thought it would. But there also seems to be regret about finally becoming detached from the situation. But what Spirit is saying is that it was inevitable. There's nothing that you can do. There's nothing that you could have done to stop that. It's kind of like if other people were involved in the situation, you did what you came to do together, right? You fulfilled contracts, you fulfilled a purpose together. If it was a job, same thing, no matter what it is. And so Spirit is saying that in order for you to grow and to fulfill more of your soul contracts, more of your purpose in life, you need to let go of that. And so what you have to look forward to is this amazing, amazing new beginning. And that is not going to diminish anything over here that was positive, but it is going to diminish anything over here that was negative. So that negativity is slowly but surely going to fade away for you. What else can you tell us for group number 2? What is the most important thing from this deck? And I feel it's this card here. All right, so you have, oh, this is interesting. This is in group number 1. You have waning gibbous moon, harvest, reception, and gratitude. Isn't that interesting that you have the sun card here with healing energy, happiness, comfort, joy, and you have reception, gratitude. So you're receiving, right, from the sun, you receive, healing energy, you receive vitamin D. So there's something within this new environment that was not in this old environment, right? Because you receive something different from the moon. It's not necessarily bad. It's just you need this right now. You need the sun. You need to shine light on things. You need that healing, vibrant energy. And that's exactly what you're going to get. And so I feel like with this new environment, remember how I said you're going to plant roots here? And then now you have harvest? Very interesting. You have reception here. So with reception, with these two cards connected, I'm seeing that as a warm reception, a warm welcome within this new environment. Some of you are finding your soul tribe. Some of you are going to be landing in a new place, a new community, a new job, work environment, volunteering, hobbies, whatever it is, where you're finding your people, you're finding your soul purpose, some of you. I feel you're also getting your strength back with number 8 here. I feel that you lost a little bit of your strength here, but I'm telling you, this situation happened for a very specific reason. And I just feel like some of you had to accomplish something here, and you did. And as soon as you did that, it's time to move on. So let's look at what your tarot cards have to say. Oh my gosh, you have the Judgment card. This is literally what I just said. So had I not said that and I pulled this card, I would have said what I just said, because it's right below the regret card. And the number 33 is so powerful with the regret card. You accomplished something and it's time to move on. So had you stayed in this environment, it would have continued to break down. No matter how hard you tried to stay there, it would have continued to break down. It is time for you to move on. And, here, look at this card. So you can look at this card 2 different ways. And I think kind of both of these apply to your situation. So you're rising above, you're moving out of a situation, but you're also arriving at a situation with a very warm welcome. There's loyalty here, there's dedication here, there's a sense of, I feel like there's a great sense of friendship, there's love in this environment that you're going into, and it just feels so just almost like it was made specifically for you to step into this new environment. All right, so you have the 9 of Swords. Yeah, Spirit says you don't have to fear the unknown, because I feel some of you are absolutely terrified and not knowing, what's going to happen, or, just kind of what to expect. And it feels like some of you want to just kind of hide, like literally stay in bed and pull the covers over your eyes and just not do anything else. But Spirit is saying that your worst fear is not going to come to fruition. Spirit is saying you can have fear about this new journey, but don't let that fear hold you back, because I feel you're finding there's a piece of you, like you're finding a piece of yourself on this new journey, something that someone you're meant to be, or something you're meant to do, or a thought you're meant to have on this new journey. This is kind of what I just said. So the Page of Swords, this is that thought, that vision coming to life. And this is exactly why you don't need to have this debilitating fear that you have right here. So here you're receiving clarity on things. Some of you are going to receive communication, which I was actually feeling that over here with all the birds. A lot of times when I see birds, not all the time, but sometimes I get a sense of communication coming in for you. But in your case, I feel this communication is coming in on a soul level where something makes sense. Something clicks in place and you say, okay, Now I see the connection between these two things. Now I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with this journey going forward. And then you really start, this is like your breakthrough moment right here, where the fear starts to dissipate a little bit. And I feel you slowly, start to inch forward, even though in a sense, in a way, some of you want to just at this point move as quickly away from this as you can. But at the same time, you're kind of tiptoeing into the new thing. So I feel why I could be seeing that is because some of you are a little bit worried that you're going to step into this exact situation. But Spirit is saying that's not what's going to happen here, because you did what you needed to do here. That's a closed chapter, not even a chapter. Like, you closed that book. It's on the shelf now. You can go back to it for reference, but you don't have to experience that again. And then we have the Queen of Swords. Yes, yes, yes. Look at how the leaves are in the air here. Changes upon you. And once again, look at this, how there's that bird there. You're receiving something. So you're receiving clarity. The chaos of the situation is really starting to dissipate for you. And it's interesting how now that we're kind of getting more in alignment with your Sun card here, we're seeing that confusion. We're seeing the regret dissipate. And you're more embracing this new adventure that you have. I feel that you're really ready for it here. Are you still nervous? Yes. Are you terrified at this point? No. There's still a little bit of fear, but it's not a debilitating fear. So you're very receptive to what these new options are, what these new opportunities are. And I feel like there's some sort of movement at this point. So some of you are like moving your thoughts forward. Others of you are literally packing up and moving somewhere. Whatever it is, you're ready to confront this new beginning. You're ready to step into it. And then you have the Eight of Pentacles here. So I definitely feel like you have a plan in place, and slowly but surely, you are getting that plan together. And where you're going, I'm telling you, I've been feeling this throughout this whole reading, and now it's just confirmed with this Eight of Pentacles. Where you're going is going to be exactly what you need. Some of you may have thought that this is exactly what you needed, and it probably was exactly what you needed at that time, because there was something you needed to complete here, but you don't need that anymore. This is what you need now. Where you're going, this is what you need. So I see you being very productive. I see you, when you step into this new environment, this is your breakthrough. This is what you needed in your life for you to feel like you've arrived, to feel like you belong somewhere, to feel like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Some of you, this could be finding the perfect career for you, finding the perfect job, moving to a new city or a new state or country even, where maybe you were always drawn to this particular place and now you're there and everything is falling into place for you. The Fool card. Yeah, didn't I tell you that you still have a little bit of fear, but that's not holding you back anymore? Look at this. Look at this book back here, how I feel like this is the regret card here. And look at this journey. Whoo, I feel some of you went on a journey over here. I feel some of you are a little timid because of this journey you went on here, because you don't want to repeat that again. But something seems to click into place here with the Page of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Something feels different. Like you see something, or you go somewhere, or somebody says something and you're like, oh, okay, now everything's making sense. And here, yeah, there's a little bit of fear, but you're so confident. You're saying, you know what, let me just feel the fear and do it anyway. And so I feel like that fear turns into more of like exhilaration. And, it's interesting how you've packed your bags here. And then right here, there are bags on the ground here, like luggage, and then it's, a hotel. So that's very interesting. Some of you will absolutely be traveling. Some of you are going on like a soul journey, like a journey of the soul, so to speak, where you went through the dark night of the soul here. and you're coming out on the other side here, and you're 100% ready to embrace this new adventure. So you have the King of Pentacles. So for some of you, this could have something to do with work. It could absolutely be work related, but it doesn't have to be, because what I'm feeling is, like I said with the tribe card, you're finding your place, whether it's a new home, new work environment, new friend group, whatever it is, a new hobby, something like that. You're finding your place within this particular thing. And you're setting your roots down. And this is something that is, I feel you're going to keep with you for the rest of your life. This is something that feeds your soul in one way or another. And I do feel like you meet new people here. I feel that there's just this great sense of belonging and people appreciating who you are and loving who you are. It's like unconditional love is what I'm feeling here. So let's say if this is a career, you have just this love for this new career or this new job, and it also gives back to you. So there's definitely a sense of reciprocity here. There's a lot of wealth happening here. So this can be literal money, finances, but it's also wealth of happiness, a wealth of good people, a wealth of belonging. You have a lot of strength here. So if before your environment was kind of wearing you down, you were feeling anxious, you were feeling tired, and just kind of overall run down, you don't feel like that anymore. You feel ready to conquer the world, to be honest with you. All right. And then, yeah, you have the Eight of Cups. See, you're walking away from something that wasn't working for you. And I feel it's a little bit tricky. It is tricky for you to walk away from this. Some of you may have had high hopes for something happening here, and then it didn't happen. Some of you may have regrets that you stayed too long. Some of you may wonder, did I stay too long and now I have to stay here forever? Absolutely not. That is not what is happening here. You're not going to be stuck there. The only thing that could keep you there is if you decide you want to stay there. But even with that, I still feel like something would break down to the point where you wouldn't have a choice. You would be kind of forced to move on. But I'm seeing that you're making that choice here. And the thing that's tricky here, because you see all these rocks here, and I just feel like this path is a little bit narrow, and you have to, navigate your way through these rocks. Make sure you don't cut your coat here on the rocks. But you do it. And so I feel that what I'm seeing there is it's emotionally difficult for you to walk away, but you break down those problems and you move on successfully, and you just fully embrace this new beginning, this breakthrough. See, you have the Ace of Wands. Oh my gosh, isn't this fascinating to you? I don't know. I'm fascinated by it. Maybe you're not, but so here, right, you're walking away from that thing that's not working, and this is your new beginning. So do you see how here you have your head covered? Remember, didn't I tell you in this reading with the Nine of Swords that it feels like you want to cover your eyes and just lay in bed? That's the energy here. This is where you're going. Look at the snake on the hand here. So your entire situation, your environment, your peace of mind, your inner self, your outer self, all of that is changing. It is shifting quite dramatically for you. I feel like you outgrew this prior situation. And I really, really feel that something just appears almost magically out of the blue as soon as you walk away from this situation here. And look at this right here. This person is almost like, oh my gosh, what is going on here? Like, because this sword, this person's not holding on to the sword. It's floating in the air, just like this wand here. So it's like you're saying, oh my gosh, what's this? This is a new opportunity for me. So it feels something quite surprising happens. I feel because it happens rather quickly once you remove yourself from this situation here. And this is that breakthrough. This is absolutely the breakthrough that you need to let go of this. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay. I feel like you're kind of doing this right here, how this person is sitting here contemplating something. A little bit after this card here, the Nine of Swords, where you just want to cover your head with the blanket and stay in bed. It's a little bit after that, but it's before the Wand here and the Page of Swords, where you're sitting here contemplating things. You're contemplating your past, you're contemplating your future, but nothing has really come, like your future hasn't arrived yet. But then you have this little fairy up here, and I feel the fairy like started the water here that gets the ball rolling with something. And then all of a sudden something lands in your lap. Something just appears right before your eyes, which would be this Ace of Wands here, which leads you to the Page of Swords. And then the Queen of Swords, where you're like, yes, I'm going to move forward with this. So, oh, sorry, that scared me. That's my doorbell. So it's definitely this new beginning for you. Something is shifting for you. And it's so surprising, kind of like my doorbell just surprised me. I don't know if you saw, but I think I jumped because I am so involved in your reading. That's so funny that just happened because I feel that's exactly what's going to happen with you. It's going to be kind of jolting, kind of surprising, but it's such an amazing, happy surprise. Okay, so let's move along. So here you have the Seven of Swords. And what I feel here with the Seven of Swords is it feels like this is connected to the regret here, where you may feel like you wasted time with something, or you may feel now that you like don't belong somewhere in the beginning. So when we look at the Tribe card over here, it feels like you're very cautious. You're walking on eggshells as you walk into this new environment. You feel very unsure because you feel like you're going to step into the same environment that you were in. This card really confirms what I was saying at some point throughout this reading with the regret card, and also with the Nine of Swords. And was it with the Eight of Cups? I don't remember, but it's like you seem to have some sort of fear about repeating something in the past. Or you may feel like in this situation over here, you had to act like you were someone that you're not. You had to act like you were trying to fit in or something like that. That is not happening where you're going. You fit in so perfectly. You find your people, you find your perfect job, career, environment, city, state, country, whatever it is. There's, like I said, there's a warm reception. You're very, very grateful. So grateful. All right, so let's look at your last card. I love this so much for you. You have the World card. Didn't I say that you're not just closing a chapter, but you're closing a book? You're stepping into something that is new. It's a new beginning. You are celebrated here. You celebrate the environment. You celebrate everything that this new environment holds for you. And I feel like you just belong here. You find where you're supposed to be. And everything just works out perfectly for you. You see you have the cauldron here, so everything just kind of flows for you. And I'm telling you, this is an amazing new beginning. This is your breakthrough here. And look at how you have the World card and you have the Fool card here. That is amazing. I wish you so much luck with this new beginning. And if you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe. If you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, group number 3. You have the Clear Quartz, and your card is number 12, A Change in the Wind. All right, so I definitely get a feeling that there's some kind of stuck energy. It almost feels like you were in a state of hibernation or something where as much as you wanted to move forward, you couldn't move forward because either the time wasn't right, or you didn't have the information, or you lacked resources, or something like that. So it's just kind of like you were just stuck, and there's definitely a sense of frustration. a sense of anxiety, but more I'm feeling frustration. And for some of you, maybe even kind of feeling angry about the situation. But what I'm seeing is that you are becoming unstuck. So with this change in the wind, it is giving you freedom of movement in one form or another. It's giving you a way out of your current situation. Some of you, there's going to be a change in direction. So you may be shifting direction or shifting your focus or your perspective, something like that. Whatever it is, this change in the wind is exactly what's bringing this breakthrough for you. So I definitely feel like you will have a sense of perspective and understanding of, how to get out of the situation or where to go from here. So I definitely see you like rising up above your problems. And, some of you, it just feels like there's a great uncertainty about your future, but there's also a shift that's happening for you. And some of you, this shift is going to be a little bit unexpected. And for some of you, it kind of feels like things right now might be a little bit out of your hands and the universe is going to take care of things for you. So it definitely I'm getting a huge sense of uncertainty and feeling like you can't move forward for one reason or another. So let's look at your other cards. What else can you tell us for group number 3, please? So you have number 43 in waiting. I just had to laugh a little bit because this is exactly the energy that I was getting here. You're waiting for something, you're stuck. Now, there is something that you can't see because I feel like this person is just sitting here waiting and they can't see what's on the other side of this doorway here, window, whatever it is, because it's like you can't see through it. And so I feel like this person can't really see the sun. I feel like the sun is rising, but you can't see it yet. And it definitely, with the energies over here, it's making me feel like something's coming towards you. It also makes me feel like the leaves are changing. There's a shift that's coming in for you. So definitely this change that's in the wind is bringing with it the answers that you need for movement to happen in your life. And then you have number 12 and courage. Okay, so this is really interesting, first of all, because you have number 12 here. Your very first card is number 12. So that could have significance for you, just the number 12 itself. It could be that something's going to happen for you in December. That's possible. This is a timeless reading, so, whenever you're watching this, and if you're watching this when it comes out, this does not mean that nothing's going to happen until December. It just means that that's a possibility for some of you. It could be the 12th of the month. It could be 12 days, whatever it is. It could also mean that 1 year from now, whenever you watch this, your life is going to be completely different and you will be well into this breakthrough that's coming in for you. So I definitely feel like you're going to be placed in an entirely new environment. I feel where you are right now, it feels kind of like the desert, but where you're going, you have all of this amazing new growth here. So definitely you are no longer stuck. Absolutely. All right, let's see what else we have. Okay, this one and this one. Fog, obscurity, feeling lost. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I've been saying. Now, what is so interesting, if you see how this road, it actually starts like way over here and then kind of comes through here, comes down here. And when you get all the way down here, you actually have the light post down here. So something is coming to light. You're receiving clarity with your situation. You're receiving the answers that you need, and you're not stuck. So this is a bit of a challenging road that you're on here, because you can even see right here, the road is so foggy that you can't even see the road right here going from this tree up here. So Yeah, I feel there's a sense of feeling lost and feeling just very, very, very uncomfortable. There's a fear I feel a lot of you have regarding your direction, where you're going, what you're doing. But this is changing for you. I feel this is what you're feeling over here, and this is what you're feeling as you're waiting. And it really makes sense that Spirit chose the courage card to go right here, because Spirit is saying, look, have courage going through this challenging time, because it's not always going to be this way. There is a change in the air for you. Moon, phases, cycles, intuition. Yes. You're in a phase right now, and it's not the best phase, but it's going to change for you. Look at, you have this butterfly right here. So what you want to do in the meantime is definitely try to tap into your intuition instead of your ego. So your ego is what is going to feed your fears. Your intuition is what is going to help guide you forward. So here, if you listen to your ego as you're trying to navigate this windy road through the mountains here, is really, really, it feels like it's cold here. It kind of feels like winter time, even though it's just fog. For some reason, to me, it feels very, very cold, which could be because you feel lost, you feel cold, you feel alone, right? But if you listen to your intuition, especially right up here where it's so foggy you can't see the road, your intuition is going to help guide you down here, and it's going to help guide you over here to where these light posts are. And then that's when you have kind of like this epiphany or a light bulb moment, or that's when things really start to come together for you and things shift for you. So just remember, this is just a phase. It's not always going to be this way. Okay, I feel this card is yours. So we have waning gibbous moon. Okay. It's harvest, reception, and gratitude. And I believe I am correct in thinking that this card literally came out in group number 1, group number 2, and now group number 3. So I feel this is a huge message for the collective today. Harvest, reception, gratitude. Right now you feel stuck. Right now you are not harvesting. Isn't it interesting how this felt like winter to me? So you would not typically be harvesting in winter, right? When it's, cold and snowy outside in some locations. And so that's that sense of pause and waiting, right? Over here. That's shifting. So you're going from, this is the phase that you're in right now. Remember, we have moon and phases over here. The phase that you're going into, this confirms what I said. You're going to harvest something. You're going to receive something that you're going to be so incredibly grateful for. Absolutely. So let's get into your tarot cards. All right, thank you. Okay, so we need this one also. Okay, I wasn't sure what we were doing there. All right, so you have, oh my gosh, you have the Hangman. No wonder this card wanted to come out. So see, number 12 over here, this corresponds with the Hangman. So that's where I got some of my information from intuitively. Number 12 here, number 12 here, the Hangman. So I feel like you have been waiting for so long. It probably feels like you've been waiting for a lifetime, and you feel incredibly uncomfortable with just waiting. It's like, look, I've been waiting so long. How much longer do you want me to wait? I can't hang on much longer, especially the way this broom looks here. Do you see how it's kind of slanting? And I feel that's exactly how you feel. You feel like you're about to fall, like right on your head here. Like you cannot keep this position much longer. And isn't that interesting how the feet are tied, the hands are tied? It literally, the frustration that I feel with your situation in your first card is that your hands are tied. Your feet are tied. You can't walk anywhere. You can't use your hands as tools. There's nothing you can do. And you can also see here, it looks like there's a storm brewing here, or that the storm has been there for quite some time. Here's the important thing. Okay, so the Hangman in the tarot deck is right before the death card. And the death card is death and rebirth. So that is where you are right now. You're right on the edge of this cycle ending and stepping into a new cycle. And with this new cycle, that is where your breakthrough happens. So let's see what else we can get for you. See, you have the 9 of Pentacles, night and day. Here, this is showing the aftermath of your breakthrough. You have come out on the other side. You're very, very comfortable. You even have your broom, right? So you didn't lose anything while you were waiting. You may have lost time, of course, and maybe your peace of mind for a little while. But what I'm seeing here, whatever this breakthrough is that happens for you, it is going to be worth the wait. The 9 of Pentacles is technically a waiting card in the sense that this is not a fast-moving card. It takes a while to receive the abundance that is yours. It just took a while to get there. This is you harvesting, right? Look at all the pentacles. Look at the fruit here. You're very comfortable here. You're enjoying the fruits of your labor. You have not a care in the world in this card. Much, much different than the 3 cards right here, okay, with the 12s. So harvest over here. You will be receiving this. So just keep that in mind. And so you have 12, 12, 12. I feel like that means something to someone. And I'm not sure what it is. So that does equal 36. Maybe 36 means something to someone. Yeah, so just keep that in mind. The 12, 12, 12 is really standing out to me. All right, so we have the 3 of Cups. Yes, look at your celebration that you have here. I mean, the fish are even jumping out of the water because there's such a beautiful celebration. And the cats are having fun. They're chasing after these little insects in the air here. And you've made it through to the other side. I feel there's something here going on with some kind of spiritual growth or up-leveling that you're going through in your life or that you will be going through in your life. I feel like you've come out on the other side of a pretty difficult phase in your life, something that had a lot of challenges with it. Some of you may have been working really, really hard towards something and you just did not see any progress with that. And you kind of wanted to jump ship and give up on this particular thing, but then you decided to stick with it. You didn't give up. You had courage that it was going to work out for you. And then all of a sudden, everything shifts for you and things start coming together for you. So I am picking that up for some of you. So definitely listen to your intuition. If you're working on something and you haven't seen any progress yet, just know that the Spirit is saying, look, listen to your intuition. If your intuition is saying, yes, it's eventually going to work out, then keep that in mind. The 10 of Swords. Yeah. So what's so interesting about this 10 of Swords is, so a couple things. I feel this is your situation here where right now you feel defeated. You feel like you want to give up, but look at this person reaching for the broom, saying, okay, I've been through the ringer here. I've been through a very, very difficult time. Somebody may have done something to you to set you back because you see the person kind of running away here. Some of you may have been, stabbed in the back where somebody betrayed you. Or a situation didn't quite turn out the way that you thought it would. There could have been promises that were made that didn't come true. And so you may feel like you wasted time and now you have kind of like this setback. But here's what's so interesting to me is you're reaching for your broom here. So what this tells me is that you get up, you overcome this situation, but remember, it really, really stuck out to me that you have your broom down here in the 9 of Pentacles when you're relaxing. So you are going to get through this. You do have the strength, and whatever this is here, it becomes very insignificant. So this person here, I feel for some of you, this is an actual person in your life that did something to you that was definitely not appreciated at the very least, but was definitely something that was like a betrayal. And this person, I got to be honest with you, this person gives me a big ick. I don't know how else to put it. And Spirit is telling me that if this is the case for you, you're better off without this person in your life, because this would have happened again, whatever this is here. Or if this was like a job or something like that, where maybe you were promised a promotion or something and then you didn't give it, or you didn't get it. Even that situation, it gives me the ick. There's something going on with this energy right here that I do not like. And Spirit is saying that you're much better off without this, because it would have kept doing this to you. It would have kept holding you back. So like, let's say you're waiting for a promotion, you didn't get it, you got passed up for it. Something like that would have continued to happen in that job, where you wouldn't be receiving the recognition that you needed. Maybe some of you got fired and you feel stuck now, like you put in so much time and energy into this job and then you got fired for something that wasn't even your fault. Well, that's leading you to a much better job where you will be appreciated. If this was a relationship, that coming to an end is leading you into the direct path of someone else who will appreciate you, or it's going to allow you to take time out for yourself, to heal yourself and to move on. So I feel something like that could be going on. It doesn't have to be those exact circumstances, because it is a general reading. So here you have the Six of Swords. See, you're getting up, you're rising above whatever held you back here, and you're moving on. And you have all of the leaves changing colors here and falling off the trees. And you know, the way this person is looking back here, I feel like okay. Some of you are not going to get this right now, but I feel in the future you will. Some of you are looking back saying, thank you for releasing me. Thank you for setting me on the right path. Definitely that's not what some of you want to hear right now, but I feel some of you are saying that, like, oof, now that I'm released from the situation, I'm seeing that, yeah, that was not the situation for me. So thank you for showing me that I don't belong there. But yeah, others of you, that is not where you are right now, but I do feel that you will get there. You'll get a perspective on things. And I am feeling like there's an energy going on here where you're taking better care of yourself. You're doing things for you. You're kind of putting yourself first, and you're paying more attention to what you need in your life and what you want in your life. All right, so we have the Five of Swords. Yeah, there's definitely an energy in your situation where it feels like somebody got the upper hand. Somebody did something underhanded. Things just did not work out the way that you wanted. I feel like it looked like you were going to have exactly what you wanted, and then somebody swooped in and literally took it right out of your hands. It's a very, very uncomfortable energy. But the thing is, remember I was talking about this person, place, thing, situation, whatever this is, this person that's running away? Because yes, it's a person on the card, but it doesn't have to be a person. It could be, you know, a job. It could be, I mean, it could be a person, but it could just be a situation in your life that just, whatever this is, it was not meant for you. I can tell you that. So that is this person right here. It's the same energy that I'm feeling. And I feel this is exactly how you felt. I felt you went through the phases. First, this is you here in a state of shock, like, wait a minute, what just happened? And then you feel devastated about something. So going through all of these emotions, and then that's when you came to being stuck over here. And that's exactly why Spirit is saying have courage, because yes, this is very disturbing, whatever happened here. But where you're going is not going to hold this energy. All right, so let's see what we have next. The Three of Swords. Yeah, ooh, I just get a sense that you were betrayed. I mean, whatever this is, it was incredibly painful. Very, very, very painful. Something came to an end, something didn't come to fruition. And it just feels like there's this energy of wanting to pack everything up and just throw it out the window and just give up on the whole situation, all of it. And so when I say that, the literal situation, that's done. But some of you, so let's say like if you lost your job or something like that, like maybe you were waiting for a promotion, you never got it, and then all of a sudden instead of getting a promotion, you get fired. And some of you feel like you just want to get rid of the whole thing. You don't want to work anymore. You just want to stay in bed and not do anything. That's kind of what I'm saying, the energy that I'm feeling here. But with this change that's coming in the air, not only will you be able to put this chapter behind you, but you're going to be excited about what is out there waiting for you. You're going to be excited about this breakthrough. You're going to be excited about this change in the wind that you have here. So you're getting your power back. The Ace of Cups, see? Didn't I tell you that you have this new beginning and you're going to be so excited about it? And so here in this card, first of all, there's like little plants coming out of the soil here. So that's really exciting. And the cat's very interested in that. And then you have the cup here, which is overflowing. And the water, as it's overflowing, it's going to fall directly into the little plants here that have just sprouted. So starting to water these seeds that were planted. All right. And then you have, this energy up by the crown chakra here is making me feel like you're seeing an opportunity. You're seeing your breakthrough. And at first you're not sure, do I trust this? Do I move forward with this? Do I even want to? Or do I want to stay in bed over here and just do nothing? So I feel that when this opportunity presents itself, or this idea, whatever it is, I feel like you sit and think about it for a little bit. And I do feel like it is going to take a little bit of courage for you to move forward with this particular thing. But here, look at, you have your pot here. Same thing you have here. So what you thought you had here, it feels like it was never meant to be yours, but this is yours. And this, you can take it wherever you want. So definitely this new opportunity, it's going to take you a second to embrace it, I feel. But this is that breakthrough that you've been waiting for. Absolutely. And it's such a massive, massive blessing. It's going to lead you right into the Nine of Pentacles, which is success, comfort, abundance, you achieving something, you having a great sense of accomplishment with something. The Ace of Swords, do you see you get your power back here? So look at these two cards. You're like, I don't know. I don't know about this. I mean, it feels good, and you're holding it in your hand and you're letting your intuition guide you, right? And then something clicks and you say, you know what? Yeah, this is the right idea. This is for me. No one can take it away from me like it happened over here. This is like, you have clarity, and this is what you were waiting for. So it just feels like this is such a complicated situation, I feel like, but it just feels like everything is interconnected. Everything led you to this point of this breakthrough here and this new beginning. And it's definitely something that you're going to celebrate. Yep. You have the Eight of Cups. So I really feel this is you putting to rest whatever this betrayal was. I mean, you have the Ten of Swords, you have the Five of Swords, you have the Three of Swords. Very, very, very heavy energy here. But you do walk away from it. You absolutely walk away from it. With the Six of Swords here, and then with the Eight of Cups here. So what I'm seeing with the Six of Swords is that you basically, you pack your bags and you say, okay, I guess I can't stay here anymore. But it's still shocking to you because you've walked away. So it happens here, you walked away here, but you can see here you're still thinking about it, right? You're still writing about it in your journal here. But then when you receive your breakthrough, which is these two cards here, the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords, this is a new beginning. Then it's, metaphorically speaking, you pack your bags again and you emotionally walk away from the situation. So it's like you cleanse the energy out of your life as you embrace this new beginning. You finally, once and for all, say goodbye to this thing that was so distressing. These, maybe you're having dreams about this over and over, or you can't get this vision out of your head, something that happened to you, or you're festering over the way someone treated you. Well, you finally just completely break away from it here. And then you have the Eight of Pentacles. I love this so much because now what you're doing is you're focusing on you. You're creating something. You're working towards something. You're accomplishing something. You are so close to the Nine of Pentacles here, which is success. You're so close to celebrating your success here with the Three of Cups. And everything is coming together perfectly for you here. And the universe is definitely going to recognize what you went through up here and the hard work that you put into everything to start over, to start something new. For some of you, I'm picking up very, very strongly if this has to do with work and you were betrayed at work or you lost your job or something like that. What I'm seeing is that you end up in the perfect environment. So maybe you start a new job and you realize, oh my gosh, this is like a different opportunity than I've ever had before, but this is actually like the perfect job for me. Or maybe you start your own business, whatever it is, but you couldn't get here unless this happened up here where you left this particular situation. So it's a little bit tricky what's going on in your reading, but there is a new beginning, there is a shift here, and it will be worth it for you. So you have the Justice card. Okay, this is really interesting because the first thing I heard when I turned this card over is karma. It's interesting that the Justice card is going to go right below the Five of Swords, showing that person that did something wrong to you. So just know that the laws of karma have interesting ways of working out, and take that as you will, but I really feel that you may hear something or see something, you're like, okay, and it may give you a little bit of smile on your face, So anyway, so that's that. But here I'm seeing that everything comes into balance for you. I am definitely seeing that you could be signing a new contract or something like that. So definitely if you're getting a new job, some of you, let's just say if you were betrayed by a romantic partner up here, when you're ready, if you ever want to have another partnership or marriage or something like that with someone else, I'm seeing that's possible here. And the energy is completely different. Your energy is very much balanced. I am seeing that you've absolutely released that baggage that you had from whatever the situation is, going on here, this betrayal. You move on from it. You receive what is due to you. Okay, so you definitely have cleared your energy. Things have been turned right side up for you. And I just feel like there's a huge, huge, huge blessing in all of this for you. And you're also, I feel like you're more independent and you're more in tune with like your soul on some level. You're more in tune with definitely putting yourself first and then putting other things next, I guess is how we could say it. So that's what I'm seeing for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching.